I wanted to do my road trip project on Chinatown because the history we read about it in Bay Curious by Olivia Allen Price was really impactful and a significant part of San Francisco history. As someone who grew up in the Bay Area, I can't believe I've never been, so I was really excited about this project. My boyfriend and I took BART from the Pleasanton Dublin station to Powell Station in San Francisco because that's the closest we could get from BART. It was pretty close, so we walked from there to Chinatown. The entrance to Chinatown, called Dragon Gate, did not disappoint. It was beautiful, and as soon as you entered, you actually felt the difference. It was covered with lanterns, which we learned from a few people here brings them good luck and money. Most of the stores were little gift shops, and they all had such cool things for surprisingly great prices. It was mostly little souvenirs, but there was a lot of art and sculpture stores and galleries as well. I love window shopping and just looking around, but if I had the money, I would definitely be coming home with a few statues and swords. If you love jade like me, this is definitely the place for you because they had jade everything. There was also lots of my absolute favorite, jewelry stores. Everybody we talked to in Chinatown had something interesting to share, but we spent a lot of time with one woman from the Lisa jewelry store named Lynn, and I decided I wanted to do my interview with her. She wasn't comfortable with being on camera, but was still super excited to help out with my project. So here's what she had to say about her experiences here. Okay, well, we found this amazing jewelry shop. She hooked me up with something really nice. I love it, and we're here asking her some questions. She was born in China, and I was wondering if Chinatown is like an accurate representation of China in her mind, or if it's more exaggerated or over the top than typical towns in China. What do you think?
Yeah, Chinatown now, this time is look like a bad than China.
Mm-hmm.
But now, of course, the generation different, the shop is different. But it is, when you come to Chinatown, like you are going to the China.
Okay, so yeah, some people think it's like an accurate representation. And how long have you been working here?
Oh, I've been working here like 20 plus.
20 plus years?
Yes,
okay.
20 plus years.
How do you think Chinatown has like changed over time in general?
Oh yeah, it is changing. Before the Chinatown is more people and most people open to like 11, but now the economy is not good and we have a lot of people rob us. So, so that's the reason why it's totally different.
Okay, yeah.
It's not safe.
Understandable. That's so unfortunate that San Francisco has kind of become like that.
Yeah. Downtown, a lot of store is closing, right? Most of people now is open late and close early.
Okay,
yeah.
That makes sense. I guess lastly, is there any fun things around the year, like traditions or any events going on that we should make sure to see or come back for?
Oh yeah, if you need to come, because in Chinatown, a lot of time they have like a moon festival, so they have like a fair outside, and like also they have like a Chinese New Year, they have like a parade, and every month, third Friday, they have like a food festival too. So it's quite like a. I think that most of people wanted to like make a Chinatown more like more people come in to supporting the small business. That's why we make a more things events. So if it's good, if the people want to come to Chinatown, they have a lot of like Asian culture things when the Chinese New Year, Moon Festival, or like a lot of event also. They can Google online, they will find which day they have like a fair and things like that.
That sounds fun. Yeah, Chinese New Year here would sound amazing. So, well, thank you so much for answering questions. I really appreciate it, and thank you for the awesome jewelry.
And thank you for supporting.
Yes, thank you. I may have spent more money than I planned with this necklace being around $150, but it felt great to support a small business. It was really interesting to hear her perspective as someone who was born in China, especially because I was not expecting to hear her say that it was authentic at all based off of our readings. But I think the guidebook was a little more exaggerated than Chinatown itself because I expected every single building to be red and yellow, and I was kind of surprised to see that most of the buildings in Chinatown look like just plain normal buildings, and it was more like every few buildings were really unique with those bold colors and roof styles or murals. I definitely want to come back for Chinese New Year because it sounds like an amazing experience and a great way to boost tourism like they're hoping for. It was also really sad to hear the negative effects that they're experiencing, like robberies. Not captured in these videos is the amount of homeless people we saw, so it's not too surprising. Nobody bothered us this time, but you definitely have to be careful, which is why we went early in the day and left before dark. Lynn told us to check out a few of her favorite places in Chinatown, starting with this amazing building, the Gold Mountain Monastery. They had a lot of interesting and new food options around town. In fact, I only recognized a select few items at the grocery store and restaurants, but I wasn't quite brave enough to try anything new and stuck with Lynn's recommendation and went to the famous fortune cookie factory for a little snack and sushi boats for dinner. If you like fortune cookies, these are going to be the best because they're so fresh. The line was super long and for good reason. The sushi was great and the boats made it a super fun experience. Our dinner was only about $40, which is actually pretty good for sushi, so I would definitely recommend this place for dinner. Right outside the restaurant, we had a perfect example of how no matter what neighborhood you're in, it still has that San Francisco touch to it. Here's the notorious PIG we saw. But on a more serious note, I saw so many beautiful murals around town. As we know from our readings, Chinatown was destroyed after the 1906 earthquake and fire. And not that I got to see it before 1906, but I think they have done a great job rebuilding their community, making it a wonderful sight to see and a place to visit as a tourist. Although it may not be truly authentic and pretty exaggerated compared to an actual town in China, according to most people, I still think it is absolutely beautiful, and for the sake of a touristy location, I think it works perfectly. Just how our guidebook describes, the red and yellow colors truly bring life into the town, and the architecture and artwork make it such a unique place to visit, and I think that everyone in the Bay Area should get to experience this at least once.
Where's the song?
These guys were great, but anyways, that's all I have to share with you, and I hope you enjoyed and consider Chinatown as your next road trip location.